Okay, we're very fortunate to have His Holiness Janananda Goswami with us. He's a disciple of Srila Prabhupada. He travels all over the world sharing Krishna consciousness with people. And he's one of the most enthusiastic leaders in ISKCON as far as promoting and participating in Harinam Sankirtan goes. So we'd like to ask him a few questions. What inspires you about this public chanting in the holy name?
Inspires me? I would say a few things. One is because I just see how much benefit it brings to others, the public, the people. When I see it, you just feel like, see them happy. I'm not very spiritually advanced at all, but I do feel in the heart, this is the way we can have, in a positive way, loving exchanges. It really is. I'm not very much of a personal devotee, you could say, in some ways, but I find on Harinam Sankirtan, it's like a personal reciprocation with Lord Nityananda, a personal reciprocation with Srila Prabhupada and the devotees on the Harinam, personal reciprocation with all the people on Harinam. They're all so, you just feel it. Sometimes you just feel it in the heart. There's like this heart connection with people, and it just kind of clicks, and you see them smile, and you look at them. Prabhupada one time was asked, on Harinam, is it okay to look at people? Said Prabhupada, yes, you should look at them. You should look in their eyes. You capture their attention. And it just like has this, if we're focused, it's just amazing. This is the Yuga Dharma, you'll hear this, but this is actually the Yuga Dharma, congregational chanting. And it's the surest way of really connecting with Lord Chaitanya and the Panchatattva, our parampara. But we got to, in some ways, the more we're in the mood, you could say, the more we're in the spirit of just being instrumental. Okay, there's maybe a bit of sense enjoyment, a bit of enjoyment there, but spiritual life is meant to be joyfully performed. It certainly is the most joyful activity. It's just everything else, you realize everything else is just, so to speak, it's just something that goes on, but the real business is Harinam Sankirtan. Everything really is to facilitate the glorification of the holy name. I must say that the association of devotees who are inspired in Harinam Sankirtan has really inspired me over the years. And I don't know, I can't really say anything specific other than someone that by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, the mercy of Lord Nityananda, some mercy or another, and some desire you can say, of some kind is there for going out and chanting the holy name of Krishna, dancing and chanting. It's so sublime, it's just so wonderful. You can go on for hours and hours and hours and hours, and it never becomes boring. Hare Krishna.
In the 60s and 70s, devotees would spend hours a day chanting in the streets.
Yeah.
Now some temples they go out to once a month, and some places they don't even plan to go out.
There's probably a lot of devotees who they hardly ever been out. Maybe they went out on a Rath Yatra once or twice sometimes, and they hardly ever go out. And we noticed that when devotees do go out, mostly anyway, they say, wow, that was so good, we should do it all the time. And that's it until maybe a month later or whatever, a week later, whatever it is. Of course, a lot of things have happened in ISKCON over the last 30, 40 years. And a lot of services of various other important services have no doubt become more prominent maybe, but there's nothing like the Harinam Sankirtan. Prabhupada himself, even when book distribution really got going in full force, he still said, that doesn't mean that the Harinam Sankirtan should stop, that should still be there. And my personal experience is that even I'm not much of anything, but even with book distribution, that when the Harinam is there, it makes it so much more complete, it's so much, the whole yajna is going on. Such a wonderful, wonderful yajna. I see in the early days, I didn't join the really early days, in 71, at that time it was mostly Harinam Sankirtan. We only had BTGs, just passing it back to Godhead magazines, and we were really not passing many out. Mostly it was chanting and dancing on the streets. People were not so familiar with us, and there wasn't so much of deity worship, and other programs were not so prominent. The main program was, as far as I could see, was Harinam Sankirtan. You kind of automatically, the whole temple went out, the temple president, Pujari, and maybe not all the time, but at least every other day or something. But even the head Pujari would go out. It was really the thing to do was to go on Harinam. That's the Hare Krishna movement, that's what it meant. That's how people see us, right? When people think of Hare Krishna, they think of people, men, with cloth on and funny hairstyles and things, and dancing and singing Hare Krishna in the streets and banging on drums. That's what they think of the Hare Krishna movement. And that's how it become known. And you see all the adverts of the Hare Krishna movement. When we ever advertise that movement, you see pictures of devotees looking very happy, dancing and chanting, but we should do it. This is the yogya. This is the yogya for Kali Yuga. If we don't do the yogya, how do we expect to get the fruits? How do we get the results? So, as much as we can, what can I say? It's a fact that we got some or another. We took on other programs, but we shouldn't be that we dropped the other ones, because what was so effective in the 60s and 70s is still so effective. In fact, my opinion is it's more effective now than it was then for the public. The public now are more receptive, much more receptive now than they were then in many ways. So, in some ways, of course, then in those days it was very novelty, and a lot of people were challenging, some people were interested, but in general it was like there was a lot of negativity also. But now we just have to cultivate the service to the name. It's a fact, we're not just going out just simply to have a bit of fun, we have nothing else to do. We're going out there to actually absorb ourselves in Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's association, because that's what it means. It means to associate with Panchatattva, to associate with Narada Muni, to associate with Srila Prabhupada. All the great devotees there, what are they doing? Sattatam Kirtiyam Tomam. They're always chanting the holy names. They're always on Harinam Sankirtan, Nagar Sankirtan. They're always spreading the holy name. So it really is. You really feel like you're associating with the Lord and all of His eternal associates on Harinam Sankirtan. So give it a go. Try to increase it to twice a month, okay? And eventually twice a day. Hare Krishna.
Are there any particular experiences that you found really inspiring?
Inspiring on Harinam. That's the kind of a question you have to dredge your mind over a little bit. It's just, I'm sure there's so many. I mean, even little things. I'm stuck here in France, so to speak, at the moment. Even a few years ago, when we were in a small market town in France, and when we arrived there, it bucketed down with rain like hell. It was like, unbelievable rainstorm. We couldn't even see each other practically. I had a raincoat on, within 5 seconds I was soaked to the skin. I thought, what is this, What are we doing here? The place is not very busy at the best of times. And, so anyway, we're here, we've come all the way, we may as well go. So 4 of us went out, and we didn't expect the others. There were about 18, 20 devotees, mostly newcomers and grihastas. Came out for the afternoon after lunch. A bit of fun, we've never done it before, but they're never going to come out. So we were all 4 of us were brahmachari and whatever. We rolled out up and down the street. We were shocked. There were some people. I thought, well, if these people are so keen for sense gratification to go out on a day like this, for God's sake, we should at least do it for Lord Chaitanya. They're going out for their sense gratification. They're willing to go in the rain, so we should at least go in the rain for Lord Chaitanya. Or Srila Prabhupada, spread his mercy. So we went, and it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing reciprocation. It was so blissful, soaked to the skin, so blissful. And as we were going, when we went around the whole village, town, whatever, when we were coming back, we saw all the other doors coming towards us also. So then we went all the way around again. It was even better, and it was like an hour or 2 of absolute. And we were so blissed out afterwards. You could feel Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda's mercy just flowing through. When you do things like that, when you got some challenges on Harinam, there's the other side which is really upbeat, but then there's the side sometimes when you get some kinds of challenges or something like that, you also feel it's just the reciprocation of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Nityananda, which is just so wonderful experience on Harinam Sankirtan. I could go on and on, times in Bangkok on Harinam Sankirtan, times in Newcastle on Harinam Sankirtan, in Paris, everywhere. I don't know where you go. I can't single anything out. They're all hundreds and thousands of one. The Gold Coast, in Auckland, everywhere. It's just like you meet great people. You have great experiences with devotees and with the public and in the heart. It's just, this is Krishna consciousness. This is in the fire, this is being actually you could say in the lap of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Wow.
You have nothing to fear, you know. And there's so many, say, if I thought I could probably think of many things, but I don't know, it's just, there's too many to just say. Wherever you go in the world, you get great experiences, even everywhere. Minneapolis, wherever we go, we've had amazing experiences on Harinam Sankirtan. It's always an amazing experience. Come on. Hare Krishna.
Well, thank you so much for giving us your valuable time and for sharing your realizations. It makes me want to go out again.
It makes me want to never stay back. To be frank, that's all we really need to do. I wish we could just stay all day long, just chant Hare Krishna. We go out to do other things. This is our real business. Sometimes we forget it. As all the problems. There aren't any problems when you're on Harinam Sankirtan. The only problem is we're not going on Harinam. That's the only problem we've got. There are no problems when we're on Harinam, especially if the devotees are out there just doing books and talking to people, and the devotees are focused on the holy name and chanting and dancing. And automatically the effect is unbelievable. Unbelievable effect. So please get into the effect. Get into the lap of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Panchatattva. You'll always feel protected, nothing to fear. Wherever you go, you can chant. That's one of the great things about Paris, actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
In Paris, whenever people think about France, etc., etc. In Paris, we chant in the metros. We do kirtan in the metros, in the subway stations, on the trams and buses. Sometimes this everywhere's got its pros and cons. This is one of the wonderful things. You don't need to stop chanting Hare Krishna. This is the secret. It's the Yuga Dharma. That's what inspired me. Well, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's statement, one of the verses which really inspires me was that I think the verse for Lord Chaitanya, where Krishnadas Kaviraj explains how Lord Chaitanya has appeared in this world for two purposes. One, to taste Krishna praying through the congregational chanting of the holy name, accompanied with his devotees, which means his eternal associates. He's spread the holy name even amongst the untouchables. In this way, he's woven a wreath of the holy name and Krishna praying, with which he's garlanded the entire material world. Wow. So that's when I see devotees like Mahavishnu Swami, whatever people say about his hat, it's Nama hat. It's called Nama. Whatever they say about Mahavishnu Swami, 74-year-old man or whatever his age is, every day out on Sankirtan practically 4, 5, 6 hours. Who could do that? If you not some kind of spiritual platform. Give me, I don't think it's possible. People can't imagine how is this possible. It's so inspiring. I see the words like Harinam Ruchi and others distributing Krishna Kripa prabhu, distributing the holy names. Even alone, sometimes they go out and chant. It's sometimes some of my most ecstatic experiences on Harinam have been with one or two devotees.
Wow.
In Birmingham, I remember two of us, and the other devotee was, he was trying to give up drugs. He was doing quite well, so he came on Harinam with me, and we had such an experience. So, it was Krishna reciprocated like anything, so blissful. So I don't think there has to be 50 devotees all dressed properly, all perfect musicians, dancing perfectly in time. Not at all. Absolutely not at all. If you can do that, jolly good show. But it doesn't depend on that. It simply depends on the mercy. Just take the mercy and you'll see it flow. If we let the holy name we just chant the holy names, it's incredible, especially when we're devotees who are actually enthusiastic about chanting. How much energy we get. People do it. The public, that was the other day I was interviewed on some interviewer interviewed me at one program, Rath Yatra. Said, where do you guys get all your energy from? It happened in many places we get it. They don't understand people. How is the old man, 70 years old, for 3 hours of dancing and chanting? It's not that we got energy any more than anyone, it's just that the holy name is the reservoir of all energy. Krishna Lord has invested all his potencies in the holy name. The reservoir, all energies are invested there, and if we just connect with the holy name, it's amazing how much energy we get, even when we're tired sometimes. The Lord just gives so much strength and so much inspiration just to carry on. This is the, people want, I don't know, whatever, people want to become empowered, but this is the simple way we just join up And the longer we see the words, they go on and on and on, dancing, chanting. Incredible, even in old age. It doesn't make any. Lord Chaitanya's, when he was at the Rath Yatra, later Church was about 80 years old, and he's the key dancer. Thakur wasn't much short of 70. They were the chief dancers, in the Rath Yatra festivals. And Prabhupada in 1973 danced for hours on the Rath Yatra in London. Wow. There's no question. The devotees were thinking, Prabhupada must stop, he's getting tired, he's sick. And so you don't think of that when you're on Harinam Sankirtan. Holy name takes over, Just surrender to the holy name. There's no limit. There's no limit of energy from the mercy of the Lord. It's unlimited. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Harinam Sankirtan ki
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Janananda Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Harinam Sankirtanam Yajna ki Jai.